Okay, so this morning Rockstar decided to give us a lot more information specifically on the improvements coming to GTA Online. So I'm just going to kind of skim through this. Starts off with this picture that is definitely a new helicopter, and we can see the kind of orangish glow which it showed in the trailer. I don't know if it's going to be always like this or like this at all in game, but I just hope it's not always like this because it's supposed to be hot, but it'll still be cool for this to be in the game sometimes, like the Halloween weathers was somewhat similar to. But I'm just gonna skip through this and get to all the new information because this newswire is very long. I'm not gonna have time to read it all, and a lot of it is just the same stuff they've already told us. First bit of new information we get is that the high demand bonus will be increased. I don't think they say quite how much, but that will encourage people to sell in public lobbies. My guess is it's still not going to be worth it unless you maybe have a lot of people to sell with that can protect you. The second piece of information is that all vehicles that can go inside the LS car meet, which is most of them, most of the cars, will be able to get low grip tires. I believe those you lose those when you leave the session or something though, so I've never really used them. Uh, this is a nice one. Vehicles will be delivered faster when requesting from the mechanic, so we call them and then it just instantly spawns. Been needing this for a long time. Lots of vehicles do that now. So it doesn't make sense the mechanic vehicles wouldn't, especially when they're usually less powerful. Another big one here, we will no longer be charged a fee for destroying a weaponized vehicle, so no more paying like 10 grand for blowing up an oppressor. The Avenger and Mobile Operations Center will now be able to have any vehicle put inside of it, not just the specific ones that it can, excluding the Oppressor Mark II, of course. That you will still need to put inside your terabyte. This information was already leaked. We will now be able to go have 10 properties. That's like the apartments, 10 car garages. So that gives us another 20 slots vehicles. They're adding a bunch of new cars in this update, and they're not adding new properties, so they kind of had to do this, and we've been needing more garage space anyways. Hopefully they, in the next update, give us a really big garage so we don't have to worry about it for a while. The Legendary Motorsport and Southern San Andreas websites will have new filters, and we'll be able to tab around using L1R1 or LBRB. So here, I think they just go over the same thing. So to go into a bit more of detail with this, the effectiveness of the homing missiles is reduced. They already said that. That's not exactly very specific, but the cooldown for countermeasures is increased, which we didn't exactly know before. The Sparrow helicopter will have chaff and flare countermeasures, so if you can put them on in the Kosatka. So a lot of people use the Sparrow nowadays with it being easy to request through the menu. You'll now be able to put countermeasures on it. I think a lot of other helicopters need to be able to have a countermeasures put on them, probably the hangar, like basically all of them, especially like the Buzzard and some of the older ones, and especially also the civilian ones that don't even have weapons. And here they say, as with other areas of GT Online, we will continue to monitor player feedback on this change and how it impacts the streets of Los Santos. So that's them kind of hinting at the fact that they're going to hopefully continue to make these improvements. So here we see a bit of a screenshot, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's already been in the game, so nothing new there, but we see how we'll be able to access armor and snacks quicker, so it's just a button with the weapon wheel open. Makes sense. It looks like up on the D-pad for snacks, and then R3/RS to use armor. I would assume it just uses whatever. I'm interested to see if it will play the snack eating animation if you're not in cover and use that. So we'll see. We'll see if it does. If it's not a big deal if it does. This is still way better. Here's some more cool stuff. I talked about I think a few of these. When delivering security contracts back to the agency, players will be able to enter via helicopter or walk into the entrance on the roof. This was very annoying. You would have to go to the front door instead of the roof when doing security contracts, when you have to do a couple under them. It's annoying. We can use a helicopter now or the Oppressor Mark II from the roof entrance. That's going to be really nice because I still have, and I'm sure a lot of people still have a lot of more of those to do. You do 250 of them, and you get the max amount from your safe there. So this will help with that. When managing an auto shop business, your auto shop staff will now be much more likely to successfully deliver a customer's vehicle without issues. So now you basically have to deliver it your own, or they just hit everything and they wreck the car and you barely make any money. So with this, we should be able to possibly use the AI to deliver it for us, which will save us time. I assume it'll be the same for the bike one that they're adding through the MC Clubhouse. To make getting around certain locations easier, players will be able to jog inside the Diamond Casino Resort, the Music Locker, and nightclubs, which really needed that. Having to walk so slow, the nightclub is probably the worst one. The casino is pretty big too, so that's gonna be nice. Players will be able to purchase max ammo for all weapons at once in the interaction menu. Players will also have easier access to snacks and armor through the weapon wheel. Plus, if a player fails and quick restarts a mission, snacks will be restocked to however many they started the mission with. Didn't see that part before. That is nice. The quick restart thing, another gripe I have with it is that it's RT and not A, and I press A all the time and continue, and that really annoys me. But I doubt they change that. I just gotta get used to not doing that. Players will now be able to immediately hang up phone calls from several contacts when they offer missions rather than being forced to listen to the full call before they can hang up. Specifically, English Dave is really bad with that. I think there's a couple of others. You can get around that now by just pausing the game, but it's nice that you just hang up on them. PC players will have the option to disable the in-game chat box via the settings menu, so you can get rid of the text chat on PC if you somehow, or for some reason, still play on PC. In regular GTA Online, that is just a mess. To reduce instances of griefing, here is the big one that they've been needing to do since the game has came out. The kill death statistic will no longer be affected by kills made in free roam. Going forward, this ratio will only be affected by kills scored in competitive gameplay. I believe the professional was a big advocate for this. I remember watching a video. I'm pretty sure it was him talking about that they should have done this, and that was like 5 years ago. So that is nice. That will really. It's not going to get rid of griefing or tryhards, but it's going to do a big number to them. After their initial visit, players will be able to spend more time scoping Cayo Perico and can get caught more times before being kicked from the island. So that's nice. You don't got to worry about going through the animation to go back if you keep getting caught on Cayo Perico. The race creator will be getting an assortment of updates, including increases to the checkpoint limit, player limit for transform races, and number of fixtures that can be removed on the latest generation of consoles. So we'll be able to have more intricate races on next gen. Makes sense. Plus, all platforms will now be able to create RC Bandito races via the special vehicle race creator, with a ghost to first checkpoint option being added to additional race types. So what that sounds like is you're ghosted to each other until you get to the first checkpoint, so somebody doesn't just start the race and then turn over and wreck everybody. More models have been added to the fixture remover, along with a new anti-grief ghosting option to ghost players driving the wrong direction, and an option to set specific times of day for race, the ability to scale checkpoint sizes. It's all nice stuff. They're just generally improving the race creator and some anti-griefing measures. Here we get into some of the payout increases. So changes to the payouts will of course combine and stack with our ongoing weekly bonuses, meaning even bigger payouts going forward for taking part in your favorite game mode during special events. So obviously the new bonus will be doubled when it's doubled, or could assume that. The GTA Online's racing community will benefit from a significant increase in GTA payouts across the board with the launch of GTA Online: The Criminal Enterprises. All standard race types, including player-created races, will pay out an average of 50% more. So the general thing for most of these seems to be 50% more. I don't think that's enough, but it is an improvement, and hopefully going forward they do bump that up a bit more. It's better. It's nice that they're starting to increase payouts on some of the older stuff, but it definitely needs to be probably a bit more. We'll see exactly what we get from there, but that's not even double. That's like 1.5 times more, and most things needed to be at least double. It is the same for adversary modes, and they mentioned Sumo and Overtime Rumble and more. Those are a couple of the Sumo Remix and Overtime Rumble. Those are a couple of the better ones and many more. So they do say all, though. As for the heist, we found out yesterday that it was the original heist and the Doomsday heist. They are also to encourage group play. All players joining heists will receive 50% more than the current payout. Additional so 50% more for the setups, and the minimum cut for finales is now set at 15 for each member. So you can't just give them 0%, which is kind of a good thing, but I would sort of like that to not be like that. So if you're like super rich and you want to help a friend get some money, you can just give them all your cut. But that's good if you're randomly joining high so you don't get screwed over. The cost of the high setup has been reduced across the board to 25 grand. I think there were some that were like close to 100,000. I'm not sure. So the following heist will be awarded with an additional 75%. So this is like, I think, the most significant boost. It's the Fleeka job, the Humane Labs, the Prison Break, and the Series A, which is the Trevor one. And then only 50% more for the Pacific Standard and the Doomsday Heist, all three acts. Again, I don't think this is quite enough. We'll see exactly what that comes out to. With this update, all heists have been aligned to the same cooldown timer of one in-game day, 48 minutes when playing as a group. We will also be adjusting specific aspects of the Cayo eyes to better balance a player's time spent in GTA Online. So this has me worried that they're just going to nerf the Perico heist instead of buffing everything else. Solo playthroughs of the Perico finale will now trigger a cooldown of 3 in-game days. Not good. That is like 60 minutes. Cooldowns are bad in general. Don't do this. This is not good. And after stealing a high value primary target in the Capricorn finale, the higher value primary targets will appear less often the next 72 hours, while the value of secondary targets will increase. This is intended to encourage exploration and cooperation between players. So I think this is just some of this is just trying to encourage multiple people to play it, to do it with multiple people, not just play it solo. That part I'm fine with, but the decreasing the payout and adding these stupid cooldowns, I don't like it because it is the Cayo Perico heist is what made GTA Online more or less of a grind where people don't really think it's. I don't think it was too much of a grind before, but this is what really made most people think that, and this is not the way to go. Boost for organizations and MC members. Bodyguards, associates, and MC members will earn substantially more GTA dollars for joining and participating in organization and motorcycle club activities. When you're not busy running your own operation, join a friend or fellow player to earn big without risking your own stock. Baseline salaries for bodyguards, associates, MC members will be doubled, ensuring that all players are able to earn GTA dollars fairly while working with other VIP or MC presidents, CEOs, whatever. So they doubled the pay for bodyguards, associates. That's good. We'll see again what that amounts out to. That's probably about close to what it should be, maybe a bit more. In addition to double salaries, MC members will also receive an increased payout for taking part in cell missions, and then bodyguards and associates. So this is what I was hoping they would add as well. Bodyguards and associates will also now receive payouts for participating in cell missions, properly reflecting their contributions. So you sell your CEO crate warehouse. Before, if you were a CEO, the bodyguards and associates, they wouldn't get anything. They wouldn't get a bonus at least. So this, you'll probably make like, if it's a full warehouse, you can make maybe a couple hundred grand if it reflects how much you're selling for. Fees related to renaming organizations have also been reduced. I've never renamed my organization, but if you do, that's nice. It doesn't say again how much. First time payout boost. Players will receive an email on their iFruit detailing first time payout boosts across criminal careers. All CEOs, VIPs, and MC presidents can benefit from these bonuses even if they already completed certain activities prior to July 26th. Executives get a 3 times payout increase for the new export mixed goods sell missions. These can be accessed through your executive assistants after one of your new warehouse staff members have acquired their first batch of special cargo. So this is something with the CEO crates, a new thing they talked about. I guess you get a 3-time boost for new. It doesn't say exactly when that ends. I guess for the first sell, maybe. Biker businesses will produce stock at 3 times their rate speed, returning to normal after your first sell mission is completed. I don't know how much I like this, but it's just this one-time thing. I guess it'll be nice for new players, but I would prefer they just increased it a little bit permanently instead of a lot once. Gun running research speed triples for your first research item. Production speeds are also tripled, returning to normal rates after your first sell mission is completed. Nightclub owners, all business battle goods will contain triple the usual amount, returning to their normal rates after your first sell mission is completed. Your first sell mission for each business listed above will reward double the usual payout. So after this update, even it seems like if you're like a long time player and you've done these, you will get like double and triple. So it doesn't seem like they're increasing any businesses permanently, which they probably need to do. Limited time payout boost for MC presidents, VIP, CEO, motorcycle club work, club challenges, clubhouse contracts, and member challenges will award double payouts for a limited time. VIP work will also award double payouts for a limited time. Again, I all this last stuff is, you get a little bit more once. That's not what the game needs. So overall, there's a couple of bad things in here, like them screwing with Perico. That this is gonna piss a lot of people off. Honestly, I rarely do Cayo Pericos, so doesn't affect me that much, but they still shouldn't be doing most of that. But I think the good definitely outweighs the negative here. Cayo Perico might have been a bit easy to be fair for how much you're making, but I still don't think they should it just sets a bad precedent for them decreasing pay of something because it's too good. So yeah, that's about all in this one. I doubt we'll be getting much more information. I think this is about all they told us. I don't know if that's probably all of the changes they've made. We'll see exactly what the numbers look like when it comes out. Of course, we'll have to sell everything first to figure it out. One thing they didn't mention, so I guess they're not going to be doing, but I think should be done is making businesses a bit more solo friendly because you just can't really do biker businesses solo. And it doesn't seem like, hopefully there's more than this, but you really can't do it. Even in invite only sessions, you're not going to really have too much luck with that. So we'll see. I think there's several ways they could go about that, but I'm going to probably end this one here. Once again, I will be streaming when the update comes out. Usually it's between 3 and 4 a.m. Central Time US. And as soon as I get it installed, I will be streaming over on Twitch, linked in the description. But thank you guys so very much for watching. Goodbye.